Why yes, I am intentionally scraping the bottom of the barrel, why do you ask? I'm gonna sticker up Cybertron Starscream, Legacy Cybertron Starscream, and I thought, why not make a video out of it? Can do it before, can do it after, can do a little bit of the process, and probably speed things up at one point because it's going to get very annoying to watch me do the entire thing at normal speed, but what the hell, right? Anyway, this is, as you can see, Legacy Cybertron Starscream. I've got the Reprolabels sets. There are 3 sticker sheets in total that it comes with, and I'm starting in vehicle mode because that's what I want to do. Now, I can't remember if I made a video on this before or not. I know I recorded a video talking about my Reprolabel application techniques, but I didn't like it and I deleted all that footage on purpose. This was years ago, so that video is long gone, but I don't remember if I ever talked about it, but I'm talking about it now. So let's get into it. So yeah, I'm just starting. It's totally preference, but I prefer to do one mode first, then the other, rather than constantly switching around, because there are certain things that you can just access more easily in one mode versus the other. And to get all of this taken care of, I've seen people use toothpicks and other things. You can also use your hands, but I would advise against it because the oils on our fingers can potentially mess around with the adhesive on the stickers and make them just not as sticky. So I have this pair of tweezers that are incredibly pointy. Like these little nubbins here have skewered skin before, so that's something to be careful about. But bought these actually off of the Toyhax website more than a couple of years ago, and these are just kind of my go-to when it comes to stickering because the points make it pretty easy to get the stickers off the sheets, and it gives you a bit more precision and control in getting the stickers down. I also have a magnifier that I use sometimes, but I am forgoing the magnifier right now because, quite frankly, it's just a pain in the butt to set up, and also I feel like it'd be a pain in the butt to film around. So instead, I'm just going to do this. And now going to start with the tail fin here, and that requires these stickers here. And as you can see, when the things are cut right, had that problem on the set I applied last night. When these are cut right, they peel right off, and then you just line them up with their appropriate spot. And having either like a toothpick or a pair of tweezers or whatever, I just think gives you a lot of control to get it lined up. And then once it's lined up, that's when you want to press it down. And I also find that pressing pretty hard and rocking your finger back and forth also is not a bad idea because the heat from your fingers can also help the adhesive stick a little bit more effectively. Of course, the real secret, which isn't really a secret, the thing that I do when I'm done with a given mode, or even when I'm done with the whole thing, it just depends on how I'm feeling, I will actually grab our hairdryer and hit the whole thing, all of the different stickers and stuff with heat, and then give it a little bit more of a squish. Because I find that hitting them with heat after applying the stickers helps so much in making sure they stay down and don't peel up in the future. And next we have the little back flap here. Just gonna de-transform this slightly so that I have a little bit more access. That's something I end up doing a lot of times too, because I just find it easier. Now, let's see, it looks like this, you can kind of tell because of that little semicircular curve at the bottom, this is going to go in the center on this side because that curve goes around the peg hole thing. And these are the kinds of stickers that are tricky to get lined up, where it definitely helps to have a pair of tweezers or a toothpick or whatever, where you can just kind of get it in there and then gently... Oh, fantastic, it's stuck to the side. Just kind of gently poke it down. Get it into position. And now this is another thing that I do a little differently. Actually, it's not quite lined up right. Okay, this is also why you don't want to smash it down first. You want to make sure you have it lined up right before you squeeze everything into place, because otherwise it might get stuck. And then you have to pry it out without damaging either the figure or the sticker itself. You know what? I don't think I'm going to get that out, so fine, it can stay in there. Got my spudger, and I actually used the spudger for narrow spots like this, because this is plastic as opposed to extremely sharp metal, which this is. So this, I feel, is a little bit better, a little bit gentler when it comes to getting stickers in place without actually damaging them. That said, I do think that I did a little bit of damage to the sticker when I was trying to get it in place, which it does happen. Then get this one in there. Hopefully this will be less. Oh, yep. Now this is okay. This is another issue that I run into sometimes, where it wants to stick to the tweezers rather than the surface I'm trying to lay it on, and that is a whole other thing that can be kind of annoying. This whole, like, applying Reprolabels, it's all just a very time-consuming and patient process, or at least it requires patience. And oh boy, this is being very annoying. It does not want to come off the end of the tweezers there, so we'll just try again. And if I can help it, if I need to reposition like that, I try to, oh, of course, I try to avoid using my fingers to grab the sticker, because again, I don't want my skin oils to get onto the adhesive part. Make sure we tap that down very gently. And then go in with the slightly gentler spudger. And yeah, there we go. That is half of the back booster. Now let's speed things along a little bit for now. Alright, since this one's being argumentative, I want to show another thing that I do sometimes with these little narrow spots. Sometimes I've got to two-hand it, where I'll get the sticker in place with the tweezers and then use the spudger to kind of get in there and push it down. It's still not a perfect technique, and sometimes things can still get out of place, but it's something, because these really narrow spots can be pretty tricky. Alright, speeding up again. Alright, now on to robot mode, and this should be pretty straightforward for a lot of this too. I've got it, it's off camera to the side over here, but I've got my laptop set up with the photos of where the stickers should go. Most of the time I don't necessarily need to look up the numbers, because all the things are numbered, which is useful, especially because some of the older sets didn't have that, and that was very annoying. But Usually you can tell just by looking at the photo what sticker you need, but I always like having the photos and the numbered image of the sticker sheets just in case. Because I just I don't like it when I get frustrated trying to do a thing that I'm doing that's supposed to be fun for me. Because I know everyone has their thing, like there are certain things people don't have patience for and certain things people do. I have an immense amount of patience when it comes to applying Reprolabels stickers. I don't really know why. Diana was watching me put stickers on another figure last night, and she was just like, like, I would never have the patience for that. Which is kind of funny because she paints for a living, and the like she uses oil paints, which are notoriously very like it takes a long time for them to dry. But yeah, just looking at the stickers, she was like, I could not do that. And for me, I don't know, there's something about the process that I just find very almost zen and definitely satisfying. Can't quite explain it. I don't know. It's like it's not quite in the same realm as painting because you're applying stickers, but it still does require a certain skill set, I think, to do it quickly and cleanly. Which, of course, not anything that I could do right out of the gate. This is all stuff I just kind of figured out as time went on, because I've gotten a lot of sticker sets over the years. And so many instances of, like, applying something wrong and having it... I see. That does not line up with the greebles. It lines up with the actual molding. Interesting. Yeah, lots of like learning by doing, trial and error, and realizing like, oh, if I approach this way, it works out better. Now we need sticker 17 for the foot. No, that was sticker 17, so we need sticker 10. What is sticker 10? It's one of these yellow things. Ah, I see. It's one of these yellow things. And yeah, I don't know. That's kind of all I can really say on the matter. One thing, too, though, that I do want to mention is a thing that helps me when I'm trying to do all of this stuff is I generally will do one side at a time. And what I mean by that is you'll notice I've applied all of this group of stickers to this leg, as opposed to doing like this and, well, okay, bad example because I did the two triangles on both, but like I did these two stickers on their own. And the reason I like to do that is because if I get one thing set up, then I kind of have a pattern I can look at. Like once I've, for one thing, I've already done it, so I kind of remember what I need to do for the next side, but also I've already used one of the two stickers for each section, so it's, I don't know, it's easier for me to get the one side done and then do the other one, because then I can kind of half pay attention to what I'm doing for the second side, because at that point I've got that reference in my mind, and also the sticker sheet kind of shows me what I need to do and what I can leave, and that frees up my brain for other stuff, like paying attention to YouTube videos I usually have on in the background. Alright, I think that's enough chatting from me. I'm gonna speed things up again and hop back in with talking if the occasion calls for it. I am actually cutting in already because I've got to put the big sticker on on the little weapon pod thing. And looking at the way this sticker is designed, it looks like I actually want to pop the fin off temporarily, because there is an intentional gap, like a hole, this little square bit that stays behind. So presumably, just I figure because I've done so many of these, I can kind of tell where it's going. But yeah, this needs to slip over that hinge that the little winglet was attached to. And then this can fold around. And that is getting in my way. But yeah, that's another thing to look out for. You sometimes, not often, but sometimes you do have to do like a slight disassembly in order to properly apply stickers. That was super easy, but yeah, you're not going to get that sticker on there with the winglet in place. So just an FYI. Quick thing I want to mention before I forget, because I might, but I typically save this until I've completely finished with the figure. But in a lot of Reprolabel sets, especially ones that have been out now or like in the last 5+ years, you sometimes get these little circle stickers that don't ever have any labels on them. They're never, like, they're shown in the sheets, but they're never actually numbered. There's no mention of where they go. These are intended to be pinhead covers. So, like you can see, you can kind of see there's that shiny pin right there on the side. You can use this little gray circle to cover it up. And it's pretty much the perfect size to do that. And it doesn't, it's not like poof, it's gone, but now you're not going to get that glare from the pinhead, and it just kind of, shores up the visuals a little bit, cleans things up a little bit more. So whenever you have a Reprolabel set and you get these completely unmarked circles that have no numbers on them, they're just plain colors, that's what they're for. Also, there are ones in this like bluish color. So there's the light gray ones, then there's these ones that are for the blue plastic. And these can go here. And again, like, this isn't going to completely hide the pin. It's not gone, obviously, but when you're looking at the figure, it just masks it a little more, makes it stand out a little bit less, and so that way the pins, the shiny silver from the pins, may not distract as easily from the figure when you're looking at it. And I just think that's nice. So that's what those random circular stickers are for. Alright, so what's happened here is the sticker is very, very slightly out of alignment on the back, and that bothers me. So what I'm trying to do is very carefully, because I don't want to rip it, very carefully pull it back up a little bit. And then I'm going to try and smoosh it back down in a way that keeps this little bit from sticking off the back quite as much. I could probably have peeled the entire sticker off and tried applying it again, but I really didn't want to. So that's another thing to look out for. That can and does happen, and it kind of sucks, but if you're careful, you can peel the sticker back up and try again. It also depends on the sticker, because some of them stick a little bit more solidly than others, like depending on the process used. So that is another thing to consider. But of course here you see I kind of learned my lesson from this arm, so put that part on first, and that worked much better. So, as I said, it's all just kind of a learning process. Learn by doing, and sometimes things are going to get a little screwed up, but there are ways to manage. Alright, another thing of note. On this sticker sheet, there are these stickers here. Looking at the little diagram, these are labeled 22. Now, when I come across stickers that I don't see as I'm like, sometimes it happens either because I'm not paying attention or it's simply not in the description or in the photos, but like, if you're ever working on a sticker set and you run across some stickers that you never use and you think you should have used them, what I tend to do is I look at the sheet readout that like shows like the numbers and all that, find the number that these are. So these are number 22. And then I go back and look through the photos simply looking for that number. And most of the time that allows me to find where the sticker is supposed to go. But sometimes it may not actually be there. It kind of just depends. But in this case, these stickers, number 22, are for the Studio Series Starscream Crown, which I don't have. Or was it Studio Series or Earthrise Legacy? Whatever. It's the Starscream that came with the throne and the crown. This is for the crown. I don't have the crown, so I'm not going to be using those stickers. Now for the rest of this, we have eyes and sword things and the little pin covers. I will be doing the rest of that sped up, but I do want to say briefly that when it comes to taking care of eyes, putting eyes on... putting Reprolabels for eyes in place can be a massive pain. I may not actually bother because these stickers are so tiny and they have to go in a very small, narrow opening. Like, look at how small that is. That is minuscule. And I'm somehow supposed to get this onto Starscream's eye, like in here, past all of this helmet, past his face, and it's kind of a nightmare. Like, even with, if I had my magnifier, this would still be a huge pain in the butt. But like, yeah, like, see, it didn't even come off the freaking tweezer there. So, I think in Starscream's case, I don't think the metallic eyes are going to be noticeable enough anyway underneath that gigantic brow. So I'm going to leave them, but that's a thing that you usually have as an option. And another thing, actually, speaking of options, Reprolabel sets oftentimes will give you choices. So, for example, the cockpit window, stomach window, whatever, has this metallic purple on it that I applied before. There is a yellow option, so you can do that instead, but obviously I chose to go with purple. Similarly with the eyes, you can do metallic purple, but they also offer you an option for red and for green. And they give you multiples, which is good. Sometimes they do give you more than you need just in case, and that is very handy because it takes some of the pressure off. But again, for this instance, I think I'm just not going to bother with the eye stickers, which is, as I think I've mentioned in the past, the nice thing about Reprolabels. It gives you the choice. You can simply decide not to do the thing. You can be like, nah, I don't wanna, and then you just don't. And I don't know, I like that. It gives you a little bit extra degree of control in how you decorate your figure. And, you know, if I wanted to, I could be like, nah, I don't feel like applying all of these individual stickers to his wrist knives, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna make you sit and watch the entire thing at normal speed. So see you on the other side. I am back. I decided I wasn't going to subject you all to watching me do both sides of another one of those blades, even sped up. So did all that off camera, did the little rivet covers off camera, but you can see that like a lot of the shiny silver bits are now covered up. And yeah, that is it. There we have a fully reprolabeled up Starscream. I still have to hit him with the hairdryer to really try and lock some of these stickers in place. But there you go, that's the process. It takes some patience, but I think it's well worth it. And in addition to that, it just looks cool. Like, this is a really fantastic figure, and having him nicely decorated up, I like it. I like doing this with figures that I really enjoy. So there we go, and it just adds a little bit more texture, a little bit more color. Makes things pop a little bit more. And once I get him heated up, don't take that out of context, then this will be all nice and set. And just for like a before and after, I'm gonna splice in an image from the original video on this figure from back before he got the stickers, so you can see how that looks. And here he is in vehicle mode, so you can get a before and after there too. And you know, it's not something that I think is necessary for the figure. I think the figure's pretty darn cool on its own, but I do think the little bit of extra detail here and there, I actually really like the black that the stickers add up here, in addition to the like the red that gets added along the top here. I just think it helps, you know? It all goes a long way to just making that figure just a little bit more special, and I think that actually applies to virtually all Reprolabels, honestly. But that is it. That's all I've got to say about this. This is, you know, it's Legacy Cybertron Starscream. It's the same figure. The stickers don't change anything about the engineering or anything like that. But if you like the way it looks, then I highly recommend getting a set for yourself. As of recording, and I think for the rest of this month, but I don't know for sure, Toyhax is having a 20% off sale on a lot of their stickers on the website, so now might be a good time to get a sticker set for yourself if you've been thinking about it, or other sticker sets. But as I said, that's as of recording, and I think it's for the rest of the month. I don't know for sure, so we will see, I guess, how that pans out. But yeah, this is a good set. I don't think I've ever been disappointed with a Reprolabels set, though I have been disappointed with the arduous process of applying certain Reprolabels sets in the past. But like, I think it looks really good, and if I didn't think it looked really good, I probably wouldn't have bought it in the first place. So yeah, highly recommend. Also, those stickers I was talking about, you can see it's like hiding those rivets a little bit better in some places, like in the gray back here and the blue here. So those stickers are also very nice. But anyway, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.